Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we discuss the number of bitcoins needed to retire with Bitcoin. None of the content is financial advice. Let's get started. The model that we are using is a CAGR or compound annual growth rate based model. We have four scenarios: Bitcoin growing at 8%, 15%, 30%, and 45% during the 3 years of the 4 year cycle, and in the bear market declining by about 15%, 20%, 30%, and 40%. Those are the four scenarios. None of the content is financial advice. Let's look at the Bitcoin yearly ROI to understand the 4 year cycle better. In 2024, Bitcoin grew by about 117%. In 2013, slightly higher than that, around 154%. In 2021, Bitcoin grew by about 60%. So those are the three non-bear market years. But if you look at the bear market years, Bitcoin declined by about 65% in 2022, in 2018 by about 76% year to date at the bottom. So you get the idea of the importance of the 4 year cycle in considering any models. Again, no single model can account for all the variables. That's why we have different scenarios and scenarios based outlook. Right now Bitcoin is in a bull market, so we'll discuss the bull case scenario of the model where 30% yearly growth compounded annually is the bull case, and in the bear market the decline is at about 30% as well. And we'll also discuss the uber bull case, which is 45% growth in the non-bear market years, the 3 years of the 4 year cycle, and 40% decline in the bear market year. Again, and with that, you can see that the price of Bitcoin, again, with a starting point of about 199,000 end of year 2025, based on our assumptions for Bitcoin in 2025 at around 200k for 2025 end of year 2025, and 250k in the uber bull case for end of year 2025. From there, the number of Bitcoin needed to retire decline in the bull case from 5 Bitcoin to about slightly higher than 1 Bitcoin between now and 2040. Whereas in the uber bull case, with a starting point of about 250k, the number of Bitcoin needed for a 1 million status would be almost slightly higher than half a Bitcoin, where the price growing from 250k to about 2 million between now and end of year 2040. That is the next 15 years. And the way to chart out this growth, again, we'll get rid of the other bear case and the base case. We'll look at the bull case and the uber bull case. And in those scenarios, we'll start with the bull case, where the assumption is Bitcoin CAGR from now on is 30% growth year over year. Again, Bitcoin historically speaking, we saw that in the non-bear market year grows more than 60%, and also in the halving year and the pre-halving year has grown more than 100%. So in the assuming that the growth has some sort of diminishing returns in the next 15 years, again, as the market cap of Bitcoin has approached 2 trillion. Again, we can check over here, Bitcoin market cap 1.9 trillion, price at around 96k at this point in time, with a 200k starting point from 2025. Again, a bear market year bottom at around 140k, that is 30% down from the 2025 highs. In 2029, roughly speaking, price at around 300k, 307k to be precise, and the number of Bitcoins needed to be a Bitcoin millionaire in 2029 would be assuming that kind of growth. Three and a quarter Bitcoin gets you to that 1 million status. In 2033, 472k, roughly speaking 500k gets you to about 2 Bitcoins for that million status. And in 2037, again, a 3 year growth in the non-bear market years following the bear market of 2034 gets Bitcoin's price with those 30% yearly growth at around 720k, and in 2040 at around 860k. So that's one scenario where the Bitcoin growth is muted at around 30% annually. If in the Uber bull case though, if the prices go up a lot in the non-bear market year, the decline would be also slightly higher at around 40% in the bear market year, with a starting point of about 250k in 2025 end of year, a 40% decline to 150k in 2026. In 2029, modeled at around 450k, almost halfway there. To that is, two bitcoins get you to the millionaire status in 2029 in this Uber bull case, whereas in the bull case, it requires almost 4 years, 4 more years to get to that 500k level for Bitcoin. In 2033, per this Uber bull case, at around 45% growth, the prices could be at around 840k in 2033, where slightly more than one Bitcoin in 2033, that is almost 8 years from now, gets you to that millionaire status. Again, in 2033, you can check over here, the number of Bitcoins needed would be 1.19, instead of right now more than 10 Bitcoin needed to get to that 1 millionaire status. And in terms of the growth charted out in 2037, somewhere in 2030, between 2035 and 2036, this model estimates that the price of Bitcoin could go to $1 million per BTC, and at that point, the number of Bitcoins needed to be a millionaire, again 12 years, or if you assume that we are soon to be entering 2025, 11 years from now, somewhere between 10 and 11 years from now, the price of Bitcoin could be at around $1 million per this model. Again, you can see over here the number of Bitcoins needed in this year per this model. Again, we will just show over here 2036, and that's where the price goes higher than 1 million. That means between 2035 and 2036, the number of Bitcoins needed to be a millionaire would be less than 1 per this model. In terms of what the model in 2037, the price of Bitcoin per this model would be around 1.5 million, and in 2041 close to 2 million, and that point in time, number of Bitcoins needed to be a Bitcoin millionaire would be slightly more than a half of a Bitcoin. And with this, we close our discussion related to retirement model for Bitcoin. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, you can check out these models, not just for Bitcoin, but top 20 cryptos, most of the top cryptos by 20 cryptos by market cap on our website cryptoweeklies.com. We also have much more indicators related to how much the bull market has completed. So for example, over here, 44% completion as of 22nd of December, 4 days ago. The sentiment, the narratives, which are some of the popular narratives in the market right now, the bearish narrative has crept up, but still the bullish narrative is slightly bigger. Bitcoin still taking the center stage. Also performance heat map, which cryptos are rallying, which cryptos are not rallying. Also some of the other crypto TLDR related indicators, and SMA risk based analysis for Bitcoin and ETH, how if they are overvalued or undervalued, signaling a cool off in the market like it did back in March, or also in November of 2024 or early December of 2024. And with this, I would like to conclude the video. Hope you enjoyed the content and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.